ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, it's time for Below Grade Level. Listener beware, you're in for a scare.
Hello and welcome to Below Grade Level, the show where we take the books that we read as children and read them as adults and ruin them. Happy New Year! It's 2021. I meant to record this at the end of last year, like right around Christmas, and didn't. Just decided to take, a holiday break. But now it's a new year, and we're going to get back into it. And we are going to start the new year with some more legacy content, because one of these days I'd really like to get around to reading a new Goosebumps book. And by new, I mean like a 30-year-old Goosebumps book, but, one that we haven't read before on the show. And there's still a couple of Goosebumps books to get through, but I do have a special thing for us to listen to. Before we get into the next actual Goosebumps book, this is a while ago, we recorded a very special kind of Goosebumps special episode. We have a Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure, and me, Bekah, and Chris sat down a while ago and in real time went through and chose our own adventure. And I haven't listened to this in its entirety. I kind of skipped around a bit. What I do remember how it ends, and I do remember this isn't even a spoiler alert, because those Choose Your Own Adventure things often end with you dying. And what I remember is that it was very easy to die in those books. Like, it was very easy to choose the wrong thing and then, skip to page 62, and then you go to page 62 and you're like, oh shit, I died. I need to go back. So what I remember is we thought we were going to die quickly. And what ended up happening is we had to stretch that recording into like 2 sessions because it took so long to get to like the end of one thread. So, anyway, this is us choosing our own Goosebumps. I can't remember. It's got some sort of title other than that. I just know that we kind of called this episode the Doom Slide episode. So enjoy the Doom Slide, and we'll be doing some new stuff soon. And if you're listening to this, if you want to get in touch, you can get in touch with us on our Facebook page, Cactus Rodeo. You can send us an email, podcast@cactusrodeo.com. And if you have stuff that you want us to read, let us know. And if not, then just sit back and listen to us talk. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Enjoy. So since we just finished Monster Blood and we said we were going to, we're doing a little special thing.
And we got no feedback from people about what we should do with the Goosebumps books.
So we decided for you.
Deciding ourselves.
If you listen to this show, we hate you.
Yeah, you're all a bunch of jerks.
We're doing...
Only the listeners that have never emailed us. The listeners that do email us, we love you. And we still love the listeners that don't email us, but, fucking email us. What is stopping you? Nothing.
Even your stupid fingers are already on the buttons on your computer, just saying your opinions about Hillary Clinton.
Even if it's just, a good job. That's all we want.
We need validation just like everyone else.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Even
Tell us you like us.
Any form of validation.
So it's the episode between books. We're gonna start Say Cheese and Die next episode. But in the meantime, we have this wonderful Choose Your Own Adventure Goosebumps. And so
you can choose from
goosebumps.
over 20 different scary endings.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is...
But if it's anything like the Choose Your Own Adventure books I read when I was young, they all end with you dying.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna end with
The
you dying.
first one we pick is going to be us dying.
Oh,
It's gonna be
no,
2
you
pages
stubbed
and
your
then
toe.
I kill
All
us.
of them are gonna be dying.
You stub your toe and then you suffer an aneurysm and then you die.
You
So-
stubbed your toe, it got infected, you didn't take care of it, and you died. Before anything spooky happened.
Okay, how should we do this? Obviously, the way we normally
I
do
don't
it
know.
is...
We didn't really
I think
plan
we
this.
should read a page. If there's a choice at the bottom, whoever finishes the page makes the choice and passes it off.
Oh, and
So
forces
if
it on the
it's
next one.
your
Okay.
page, you make the choice, you force it on the next person.
Okay,
I
I'm
think
good with
that's
that.
a good plan.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Why didn't you say that before? We were asking for input. Why didn't you give us input,
What?
Becca?
I'm pretty
About
sure
how
I
we
said
should
that
do.
before.
I can't remember. I'm drunk. It's fine. All right. This is called Escape from the Carnival of Horrors Page 1.
I'm choosing to hear that as the Carnival of Horrors.
Carnival of Horrors. Horrors. What do you want to do?
I don't know, Patty. What do you want to do?
Not fair, Brad. I asked you first.
She sounds fat.
Patty and Brad, your two best friends, arguing. As usual. It's the last week of August, and Patty and Brad haven't stopped fighting since your summer vacation started.
They want to fuck.
Patty likes being a bossy bitch. You don't mind, though. It's no big deal, and you're turned on by it. It's hard to win a fight with her anyway. You don't know why Brad even tries. You guess it's because he doesn't want to look like a wimp in front of a girl, especially a bitchy, bossy girl.
There's nothing to do. I guess I'll just go home,
Brad says. He shoves his hands in his pockets, then his shoulders slump, and he sort of shrivels up like a cold penis. You guess Brad is kind of a wimp, even if he is your best friend. You're so boring, Brad, Patty complains. Whenever Patty complains, her freckles really pop out.
That doesn't make sense.
Nope. Now there are about 1 million of them spread across her face, and it makes you want to vomit. Yeah. Hey, I know what we should do, Patty suddenly bursts out. Go to page 2.
Page 2.
Someone didn't even give you a choice.
I know, I don't
Not-
get a
not all of
choice
them do,
either.
yeah.
Oh, Chris gets a choice. It's not fair.
Totally
Let's bike
fair.
over to Bennett's Field and watch them set up the carnival.
Bennett's Field.
I don't know, you answer. It's getting dark and Mom said I have to be in by 9. It's only a quick bike ride, Brad says. I'm drunk. Are you some kind of wimp?
Jesus.
Brad calling you a wimp?
Oh.
You can't believe it!
What the fuck?
Okay, you agree.
Oh, it's in first person.
But if it's as bad as last year, there won't be much to see. But don't you remember the main attraction? You remind them. It feels really awkward this way.
Yeah, it really does. Not used to it.
The ride they called Terror Track turned out to be a baby choo-choo train that circled around and around and around. It doesn't matter what you say. Patty's made up her mind. You're going to ride over to the carnival. A hot, humid breeze blows in your face as you pedal along. Patty's in the lead. No surprise. And Brad's puffing behind you because he's fat. It's dark by the time you reach Bennett's Field. You and your friends drop your bikes in the grass and race across the moonlit field toward the huge wooden fence that surrounds the carnival. To take a closer look, turn to page 3.
All right.
Chris, take a closer look.
Page 3. I'm just going to change the pronouns to where I'm reading it in the first person. As I reached into the carnival entrance, I heard music coming from inside. Not the usual corny organ stuff they always play, but some really strange music.
Corny Organ would be a good band name.
Corny organ.
It sounded familiar and totally new at the same time. My friend Brad stretched his neck to try to peer over the fence, but no luck. The fence was way too high. Patty jiggles the padlock and her breasts. On the door. It's sealed shut. I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow night when the carnival opens, Brad said. No way, Patty says. Let's climb the fence now. Are you crazy? Brad says. We'll get caught. Come on, there's probably no one in there, Patty replies. My friends turned to me and cast a deciding vote. I'm sorry. My friends turned to me to cast a deciding vote. I glance at my watch. It's almost 9 p.m. If I'm going to get back home in time, I should start back now. What am I going to do? If I decide to go home, turn to page 10. If I climb the fence to get inside, turn to page 6. I'm going to turn to page 6.
Yay!
Yay!
Because I'm not a boring motherfucker.
Yeah. Alright, page 6. Let's do it, I say to my friends. Let's climb the fence. Patty is halfway up before I finish speaking because she's a bitch.
Fun and fancy free.
You let Brad go next. You're last. It's a hard climb up. There's really no place on the fence to get a good grip, but I make it to the top, and I swing my legs over, and I tumble down. I land on the grass. I'm inside! Me and my friends gaze around. It's pretty dark. The only light comes from torches. At first, the carnival looks the same as it always does. Dinky rides, hot dog wagons, Then the lights start to flicker on in every corner of the field. The rides start to move. It's as if the whole place is magically coming to life. Hey, look at that giant roller coaster, I exclaim, pointing up ahead. They never had a roller coaster before.
Yeah,
Brad agrees.
and the whole place is a lot bigger than last year.
This is awesome, Patty says as she sprints towards the rides. God damn it. I don't get to make a choice.
I know, me neither.
Come on.
Me and
Is this
Brad...
gonna be you making every fucking
I
choice?
hope so.
Probably. Me and Brad take off after Patty. We all stop in front of the roller coaster. What?
The noise.
Every time that noise goes,
Oh.
I laugh every time.
Wow, Patty says as she gazes up at it. It's like a rocket to outer space. Patty's very sheltered. Beyond the roller coaster, I spy a castle surrounded by a moat and a spooky-looking haunted house sitting high atop a hill. These are the coolest rides I've ever seen, I say. They still have that dumb choo-choo train over there, I pointed out,
Dumb.
smartly.
I love that choo-choo train.
But we could ride this stuff all night and never go near it. I don't even want to be near that fucking choo-choo train.
Turn it on.
Don't even look at it. Patty grabs my arm and tugs me over to the other side of the carnival. To the midway. I don't know what that means. Brad races after
You know what
us.
the midway means?
what's a midway?
It's where all the really rigged games are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's called the midway.
All right.
You know,
That's
where you throw
where
the
we
rings on
go.
the bottles. And
And the balloon darts and
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, where are all those dinky wooden booths from last year? I asked as I gawked at the amazing games of chance. They're gone. And in their place are giant video games and huge spinning wheels studded with hundreds of blinking colored lights. Get a load of that, Brad suddenly cries out. Me and Patty spin around. We can't believe what we see. Be more amazed on page 87.
Oh my god.
Pretty
87?
Really
Jesus
far
Christ.
back. Ooh, you don't make a decision this time. Ha.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, as long as it isn't that one, that says the
80
end.
Yeah. It's the other one.
I'm staring at a sign that
I wish
reads.
somebody's wife made cookies tonight.
Yeah, me too.
I'm staring at a sign that reads "World's Freakiest Freak Show." The three of us gape at the pictures. There's the three-headed man with the ugliest collection of faces you've ever seen.
Jesus. All three of them?
3 ugly faces.
And the snake
Each
lady.
more ugly than the last.
And the snake lady, a young blonde girl with a beautiful face.
I was just thinking a snake with boobs.
And the body of a slithering snake. This is, I start to say. But I don't finish, because a large hand has come down on my shoulder. Hard.
Ugh.
I slowly turn and gaze up at a huge man with shoulders wider than a refrigerator. He has coal black eyes with a thick mustache to match. He looks strong enough and mean enough to pitch me over the fence with one hand. "What are you doing?" his deep voice booms. "You're not allowed in here," he says, pointing directly at me.
The other two are fine.
"We're sorry," I say, hoping I appear sorry and not just scared. "We wanted to look around, that's all, but we'll leave right now." His eyes stare into mine. He clamps both hands down on my shoulders and says, "You're not going anywhere." And then at the bottom it says, "Uh-oh, quick, better
I'm
turn to
offline,
page 4. Page 4? You went from 87 to page 4?
That doesn't make any sense. Or else Stine's just trying to fuck with you.
A moth landed
Hold
on
on,
his
what-
head
what
and he
is-
just
what
wiggled
is-
it off.
I
And now it's
know.
on the wall.
One of
I
these
see
It's
it.
mesmerizing.
One of these pages is like a diagram.
Oh my god,
What?
awesome.
I hope we get there.
Page 4? Do I get to make a choice?
Why'd
Yes,
you let a
I
moth
do.
into your house? My ex-girlfriend
Whoa,
was
what do you
scared to death of
mean?
moths.
Brad
I
asks,
am not a fan. They look like butterfly ghosts. They're creepy as shit.
But, like,
They're all
you-
brown and white.
But you can leave your house if one's in front of you, right?
I can leave my house?
like,
Yeah.
if you had to
Oh,
get through...
I would leave it so fast if there was a moth in front of me.
I dated a girl. Apparently, she went to like an atrium when she was younger, and there was a bunch of butterflies, and they swarmed her.
And...
So
She's
for the
Snow
rest of her
White?
life,
But,
she was afraid of butterflies.
oh, the
and
most
moths.
fragile animal ever swarmed
Yeah,
her?
and moths.
the second most fragile animals ever swarmed her.
So she lived in
made
an
of
apartment
dust.
building, and I went to pick her up once to go to dinner because I'm a gentleman. And it was in my El Camino. I was so cool
Old
at that
Gold?
age. No, the El Camino wasn't Old Gold.
Oh.
Old Gold was my Pontiac Grand Am.
Ah.
The El Camino was named El Puta because it was a bitch to drive. And that's funny for
get it.
anyone
Clever.
that knows what that
Yeah.
means in Spanish.
Everyone knows what that means.
But, like, there was a moth by the light out front of her apartment building, like 20 feet in the air, and she wouldn't leave the building.
Jesus. I mean, I'd act like a baby about it, and I'd probably scream pretty high pitched, but I'd still leave if
Yeah.
someone was buying me dinner.
You would still walk like
Yeah.
the 5 feet
Still-
to get past it.
I'd go
When,
fast.
Do you guys remember? This was at least. This was over a decade ago, I think. The cicadas, when the
Yeah.
cicadas like just were everywhere, like the
Yeah,
seven. Like
it
the
was slightly over a decade ago because it was the year I was graduating from high school.
04?
Yep.
Was it 04?
Yep.
It
Okay.
was 04.
So what is
I had
17
to
years
stand
from 04?
outside at Essex Community College, and cicadas were fucking everywhere, just bonking into us. And
Making that noise.
my friend that was standing next to me in line kept putting them on her hat, and it was horrible.
Hey, just swat them out of the way.
I went over
They're
to.
horrible. They're horrible. They're too big.
I was in Annapolis.
They're big and loud.
I went over to my friend Melissa's house, and in my section of Annapolis.
Yeah, the fact that we're talking about this with the soundtrack.
In
is
my section of
hilarious.
Annapolis where I lived at the time, there
Your
were
sector.
no cicadas. It was weird. Like there
How?
were none. I don't know.
So many trees.
Because the people in Annapolis paid
Well, no,
good
no.
money to make sure there was no cicadas.
They were in Annapolis, just only in certain parts. So like in my
In the
neighborhood,
poor part.
But he
I'm
lives
not
in the poor-
rich.
Well, I'd say you live in the poor part, but you live by the water. How is that not expensive as shit?
I don't live by the water. I live near water. There's
You
houses
live
that
closer
are.
to the water than any of us. You live
Well-
a half a block from water.
Yeah, I live in
That
White Marsh.
shit's
There's no
expensive.
marsh.
I live more than half a block from water.
More than half a block. That's by the
At
water.
the maximum, you live one.
Ask-
Your mom lives one city block from the water.
Ask any realtor.
Maximum.
Well,
ask,
city block.
ask any. Does
City
your
blocks
What
are
a
way.
block be?
Okay.
City blocks are so much bigger than regular suburb blocks.
does your mom own that house?
No, she's paying a mortgage on it.
Yeah, but at the same time though, when she goes to sell it, it is close enough to the water where she can
She could
charge
get like
out
$1
the
million
ass for,
for
it.
that house.
Yes.
Because it is slightly more than a block from the water. Because there's apartment buildings that don't even see the water,
I know.
but they charge out the ass for
Oh
it
my
because
God.
it's by the water.
I'm trying not to yell that I wasn't rich
We
growing
know
up.
you're
know
not.
you're not
the
rich.
listeners know you're not.
just
You have
saying.
a podcast.
It was like 5 to 7 blocks from
All
the
of
water.
our parents
Oh,
got
well-
really lucky, and they paid fucking pennies for their house.
Yeah, okay.
Well, now you're
That's what
changing
it
your story.
means.
My parents don't own the house. We rent.
I'm not changing my story. I'm saying how it is. Anyway, in my section of Annapolis, where I live, for some reason, the cicadas weren't swarming. We had locusts and cicadas every year, but they weren't swarming everywhere.
Locusts make. They
And
sound
I was
like sprinklers.
and I was bummed because I wanted to see them because I kept hearing about all these people saying like, "Oh, they're everywhere," and I'm like, "They're not everywhere. I don't see them anywhere." I went over to my
You
friend.
would want to see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Weirdo.
I would want to see them.
Yeah.
I went
With
over
your
to my
creepy
friend.
crawlers.
Went over. Yeah.
Selling them to
Yeah,
your
I
classmates.
sold creepy colors. I went over to my friend Melissa's house.
You were like a
Melissa,
drug
I don't
dealer
know if
before
you listen to
anyone-
this podcast, but if you do listen to the podcast, you probably remember this time that I went over to your house and you opened the door, and she opened the door, and on the screen door was covered.
Oh.
And that's
They
like
were-
the greatest day of
They
your
weren't
life.
moving, and it was the greatest day of my life because I saw them finally, and this is what I did. I just went, blink, and I flicked the door,
God.
and they just went, and they just started like flying everywhere.
Horrible.
And
horrible.
she freaked out, and then I went inside, and we closed the door, and I turned, and there was just one sitting on my shoulder.
And you
That's
named it.
disgusting.
I looked over, and there was just like a little
That's
cicada,
horrible.
and he was just like, "Hey," he was just sitting on my shoulder,
Hey.
and I picked him up, and I just threw him outside.
And you named him Clarence.
So anyway, that was my cicada story. What's happening? Page 4.
Carnival.
Okay.
They did some stuff.
What do you mean?
Brad asks, trembling all over. I just had an idea. A great idea, the man replies. I want you kids to stay and try out the rides before the grand opening tomorrow. Patty's eyes open wide. Cool, she says.
Sounds like a kid toucher.
Are you sure it's all right with the owner? I ask. I'm Big Al, the manager, and what I
No.
say around here goes.
That's what they call my poppy.
Big Al digs around in his
Really?
checkered jacket
Big
and
Al.
pulls out 3 maps. Ooh.
Whenever you say ow around Poppy, he says, "What'd you say my name for?"
Ah!
'Cause it sounds like Al.
Aw.
That's awesome.
He hands one
wanna
of
meet him.
he hands one. He's great. He hands one of each of the maps to us. Study them carefully, he says. If you have any questions, ask them now. Your eyes fall upon the map. You have a question, but when you gaze up, Big Al is gone. He's
Oh, great.
vanished. A whole carnival to ourselves, Patty exclaims. Where should we start? You stare down at your map once again. You notice that the carnival is split in half, like a tomato. On one side are the rides, tons of them. On the other side is the midway, packed with games of chance and the freak show. What will you try first? To try the rides, turn to page 34. To check out the midway, turn to page 77.
Ooh, what are you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna try out the rides.
It must suck to be an editor on one of these
Page
books.
34. Yeah, it really must. Okay, page 34. I can't find it. It's gone. Here you go.
Page
Okay.
34 is
God damn it, I
haunted.
don't get a decision.
Page 34 is haunted.
Let's go to the rides first, I said. That roller coaster looked awesome. Okay, Patty agreed. Over this way, she yells as she charges over to it.
Like a bull.
When we reach the rides, we can only stare in amazement. These are the most fantastic rides we've ever seen. The towering roller coaster, the soaring speedboats, the twisty slides.
Ooh, I want to go on a twisty slide.
Twisty.
Twisty.
Everyone is in motion. Whizzing, whirling, doing the loops.
Loop the loops?
Loop the loops.
It's loop de loop.
It's loop da loop.
Loop the loops
Loop the loop.
in Canada or whatever this is.
Cartons.
And they're all empty. No riders, no people in line. Cool, Patty exclaims. We have the whole place to ourselves. That actually is pretty awesome if you go
No,
to an
that's
amusement
awesome.
park at night and it's dark and there's no one in fucking line.
That sounds amazing.
It's the best.
Except if it's haunted.
Well,
We gotta go to Hershey Park this year.
yes! Family trip!
Podcast trip.
Yeah, we can podcast on the way there.
What did you
Yes!
say? What was your
I
thing?
said family trip.
Family trip.
Yeah.
Family trip, son. Do you want to go to Hershey Park?
Yes. And I'm gonna force you to get on a roller coaster.
Hey, I got
Hell
a
yeah.
job today.
I love Hershey
We can
Park.
afford to go to Deep Creek again.
We can afford vacations this year, son.
Son,
No one told you to pay for everything last year.
I know. That's why this year everyone's going to contribute.
We just want to go. Like,
Seriously.
we just want to go so bad to Deep Creek
As
that
soon as
we're
I
like,
figure
I'd
out-
rather front the money than not go.
As soon as I figure out what my vacation situation is, vacation situation's a good band name.
Vacation situation.
It's also
Every-
a good drunk test.
every
Like,
one
say
of-
vacation situation.
Vacation situation. Vacation situation. I drank too much tequila. By the way, the last band name that I entered was Borderline Clam.
What and when was that?
I know
Hold
that
on,
we
hold
were
on,
falling
hold on.
asleep, and then
Our-
we woke up and we're like, did we remember
Our,
Borderline Clam?
our listeners really want to
No,
know what happens
wait.
next on the roller coaster.
I
Yeah.
remember Neutral Hope. I don't remember Borderline
Neutral
Clam.
Hope.
Neutral Hope and Borderline Clam.
I don't remember Borderline Clam.
Me
Okay.
neither.
Blah blah. We have the whole place to ourselves. Brad's face turns a little green as his gaze swings from the supersonic space coaster to the Doom slide.
Oh, that
Oh,
sounds dangerous.
Sounds
Speaking of, we shouldn't go to Hershey Park. We should go to Busch Gardens.
It's a long drive.
I've never been to
I
either.
know, but it's amazing.
I'm down with
it's
either.
so worth
All right.
it.
What's the
Escape
drive?
from Pompeii.
Oh, is that it? Busch Gardens?
Yes.
I want to do that.
And they have, no, it's King's Dominion has Anaconda and the Outer Limits Flight of Fear.
Outer Limits
No,
is
it's
awesome.
I've never
it's
done
just
that.
called the Flight of Fear.
Yeah,
now.
but I did that one. It's awesome.
It's,
but
that's
I'm
the 1st
Let's
roller
just-
coaster I actually
guys, I'm
liked.
down for all of these.
Let's pretend we're billionaires and just go on an amusement park tour
Okay.
of the Eastern
I bought
Seaboard.
the Death Star today. Let's do it.
We've still got some sweet unemployment money.
Sweet, sweet unemployment money.
We could book Deep Creek with that.
We could.
But okay, whatever. We'll talk about that
State
later.
of Maryland, are you listening?
No, we're using it for vegetables.
Shut up.
Do you think
You
they
have a
have?
job now. It's fine.
It's fine.
Do you think they have rides that don't go upside down? He asks. Come on, let's check out the coaster.
Pussy.
Patty calls to you and Brad. Then they run off to its starting gate. I stop and crane my neck up to gaze at the coaster's first hill, and I gasp! Quick, turn to page 47.
Wait,
I'm gazing up at the coaster.
were you on 47 or were
No,
you
I'm
on
on 30.
48?
I'm on
gazing up at
34.
the coaster.
Oh, 47. Oh.
You get another decision.
It's because I'm awesome.
I want to make a decision.
Every page I have is next to a the end. This one has a question mark. Actually, I'm just gonna fucking spell it. It says the end, and then below it says yes.
Wonderful.
Okay. The tracks stretch up so high that they seem to touch the clouds. My gaze follows one of the cars speeding around a sharp curve. It looks like the space shuttle, as someone mentioned before. I noticed that it has a safety harness that locks over my body. I've seen those before. They keep me in the ride when the ride turns upside down. That's just a needless explanation. I didn't want to admit it before, but, like Brad, riding upside down is not my favorite thing. Still,
I love it.
the coaster does look amazing. One part enters a tunnel,
Ooh.
and I can see that the cars go fast. Really fast.
Jesus.
Because for some reason,
Oh my god.
I can just tell that.
So R.L. Stine's Choose Your Own Adventures are just dragging things out.
Oh my
Is that
god.
what, is that what we're
Yeah.
discovering?
It's just like his other books.
Yeah, but... God,
I'm
this-
just
this-
about to walk through the space coaster gate when I hear spooky organ music coming from behind me. I turn around. Looming in the distance is a dark and creepy haunted house. I gaze down at my map. It's called the Little House of Horrors.
That's not clever.
I love haunted houses, and this one looks really scary.
Little shop of terrors, little shop.
Now I'm not sure what to do. I won't have time for everything. The coaster or the haunted house? Decide now.
Oh, shit.
If you decide to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster, get on board. Page 26. If you want to go to the House of Horrors alone, go to page 64.
Is it me or are the rest of you also disappointed we haven't died by now?
I'm not disappointed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the House of Horrors by myself.
Yay,
Page
good.
64.
That's what
All
I
right.
wanted.
Maybe we'll die.
Oh, it's almost 65. It's like a 7.
60 what? 4?
Yep.
The House of Horrors. You have to see it. I mean, I have to see it. I just have to. I'll catch up to you guys later, I call to Patty and Brad. I'm gonna go check out the haunted house. I glance down at my map for directions. The rickety wooden bridge over to my left appears to lead straight there. As I start across the bridge, the wooden planks creak under my feet. Then the bridge begins to sway. I look down, way down. The bridge spans a deep, rocky gorge. Gulping, gulp, I grab the handrail, and I move slowly. A strong wind blows up the canyon. A strong wind blows up from the canyon below. The bridge is swaying wildly now, tossing from side to side. A massive spear of lightning splits the sky. Thunder rumbles so loudly that I jump and I lose my balance. Help! I scream as I tumble right over the side. Then I plunge toward the jagged rocks below. Oh my god! How will I save myself? Make a grab for the side of the bridge? Or flap my arms and try to fly?
That sounds like a really smart idea.
What dumb kid would pick the other one?
I'm gonna flap my
Don't
arms.
kill me! You're
and
gonna
try to
kill me!
fly.
You're gonna kill me! Don't do that!
He's gonna kill all
I just
of
wanna.
us.
I'm doing it.
No, no!
30.
30? Alright, I don't die yet. That was pretty stupid.
I took a chance and it paid off.
I'm falling. I can't think of anything else to do, so I start flapping my arms like a bird. That's what it says. At that moment, a huge gust of air shoots up from under me and blows me back into the bridge. Breathing hard, I run the rest of the way across the rickety span.
Really?
When I reach the safety of the other side, I glance back and gasp again. The bridge and the midway beyond it have vanished. Only a black void remains.
Jesus.
Wow, awesome special effects, I cry out loud.
Black Void, good band name.
That is a good.
Black
band name.
Void.
Black Void. But was my fall part of the special effects too? It didn't feel like it. I spin around to face the House of Horrors. Up close it appears really, really creepy. Cobwebs drip down from its roof and an eerie yellow light glows inside. Cool! Next to the house, I spot a... I'm not
say
ad-libbing
cool?
anything.
I bet if you tried to grab onto the bridge, you died.
Next to the house, I spot a sign that reads, Boat Trip to Nowhere. There are amazing speedboats that I can drive myself. What should I try first? Want to try the boat trip to nowhere? Or ready for the House of Horrors? I don't even know. I guess
do you
I'll do
wanna
the
do?
stupid boat trip. Page 88. Not dead yet. Here we go.
All right, page 88.
Are we trying to die? Are we...
At this point, I'm kind of trying
do
to
we
die.
want to
What?
stop at this point and pick up where we left off the next time?
Do we want to do that?
Are we too long?
Well,
Do we get stuff?
We're getting
We
to
just
the
have to
we're getting to where we should stop.
Let's try to die. Let's do another couple pages.
Yeah.
All
Try and kill yourself. Let's do that.
I head toward the boat trip to
Although I
nowhere.
tried to kill myself. And it
At the
totally
dock, I
backfired.
spot a stubby guy with long arms slouching against one of the mooring posts. In the strange light of the swamp, his skin shines with an oily green glow, and his ears and nose are as craggy as tree bark. Step right up, he calls in a gravelly voice. He pulls one of the motorboats over. It's red with a silver racing stripe! Exclamation point. This is so dumb. You can do 15 knots in these babies, he says.
That means nothing to children.
But stay away from the
nothing to
tree
me.
stumps.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It means nothing to me, so it means nothing to children. Unless they're privileged.
I watched the little man's I watched the little man's sharp green fingernails tearing
Ew.
the mooring apart.
Ew.
As soon as the boat is free, I jump in, step on the gas, and roar away from the dock. The wind blows hard against my face. I'm flying over the water. This is totally cool. I head for a channel that I see up ahead. Too bad I didn't notice that sign that reads, To Booger Bog.
Really?
Oh no, not boogers.
Booger bog.
Enter the bog on page 32.
Oh shit! Booger bug.
Ba, 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 ba.
Are we just smarter as adults making better decisions? Is that why we're so alive?
Yeah, this
Damn
one
it.
has another turn
I
to
guess.
page something or
I
other.
feel like I've never lasted this long on a Choose Your
Yeah,
Adventure.
exactly.
32.
Yep.
My boat glides through the channel at high speed to Booger Bog. Water sprays up into my
You
face.
mean boogers?
Boogers. But soon soon I have to slow down. Trees have suddenly sprung up all around me, and I'm completely surrounded now by their towering trunks. In the dark light, the limbs take on the shape of gnarled arms with blackened, bony fingers at the ends. I stare hard at the tree trunks. Could it be? Are they reaching out for me? No, they're trees. I slowly weave the boat through the twisted trunks and branches. They've grown so thick here that I can barely pilot my boat through them. It seems like a child shouldn't be doing this by himself.
Oh, pilot it like it's a plane.
The trees rustle as if they're whispering to each other. Their limbs begin to sway. As I glide carefully through the water, the leaves slap against my face. Slap, slap, slap! My heart starts hammering away in my chest, and I'm annoyed at the slapping. This is really scary. Just how far is nowhere? I begin to wonder. Something
Just say how far is Delaware?
nowhere. Well, same thing. Something swipes at my hair. What?
Take that, Delaware.
What was that? Turn to page 105.
Maybe we die on it.
Jesus Christ.
I hope
Oh,
not.
it's another turn, but it's
Jesus
fast. Okay.
Christ.
Go, go, go.
It's a tree branch grabbing at me, tugging at my hair.
No.
I can't break free. Its gnarly stubs dig in deeper as I struggle. Suddenly, I feel something wrap itself around my arms, then my legs, closing in tighter, tighter. I gaze down and see them, black, knobbly tree limbs twisting around me, strangling me. I drop hold of the steering wheel and begin to claw at the branches, ripping them away. And then I peer up and see a terrifying sight. It's a huge tree, and I'm headed straight for it. I grasp the steering wheel to regain control of the boat. The tree is just inches away. Am I going to crash?
Probably
I
not.
hope I
Turn to
crash.
page 90. There it is.
God damn it.
Decision.
Ugh.
Just blow through it.
Ugh! You sound
No.
like a Peanuts character.
At the last minute, I wrench the steering wheel hard to the left. The side of my the side of my boat clears the tree with a sickening scrape. Sickening scrape. I breathe a sigh of relief. But it ends in a groan. Ooh. A huge sharp root.
Christ.
We're great.
We either hang out too much or not enough.
Who cares?
A huge sharp root below the water has just ripped into the bottom of my boat. I hear a tearing sound, then gurgling as the cockpit starts to fill with water. There's no such
Cockpit?
thing as a cockpit in a boat.
Yeah, what?
God damn it, R.L. Stine.
What kind of boat is... Okay.
Now what? I mutter. Then through the mist, I spot another boat, but it's some distance away. Hey, over here, I cry out. Did they hear me? I cry out again. Then I glance behind me. More than half of my boat is underwater, and I'm going down fast. What should I do? Keep yelling for help, or try to swim for safety? Make my choice. Quick. I am going to try to swim for it.
So that you don't die.
56.
Probably not.
Passed it.
There is an
God damn it.
alligator on the cover.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen a single alligator.
Was it 56?
Yep.
I leap out of the boat. The putrid brown water splashes into my mouth. Gross!
Ew.
I swim a few strokes and I suddenly find my knees scraping the bottom of the bog, the booger bog. The water here is less than a foot deep. Unbelievable! I was practically inches away from safety the entire time, you fucking idiot.
It's like something scary ended up not paying off at all. I can't believe it.
Slogging through
never
the...
written that way.
Oh, guys, this is the worst sentence ever. Slogging through the brown foam. I wade to shore. My clothes are dripping wet and I smell like a sewer because I'm literally swimming through shit. Well, look at the bright side, I remind myself. At least you didn't go down with your boat, but it's still in your mouth. But my troubles aren't over yet. I'm standing in a dank, eerie forest that surrounds the lake. Creepy screeches echo through the night mist, and I'm totally lost. The wind starts to blow. Shivering, I wrap myself in my arms. I wrap my arms around my shoulders. And
Why aren't we dead yet?
Wonder where my friends are and what they're doing. Then, pow!
Having fun.
Something black and furry swoops down on me. I duck my head, but it comes at me again and again. It's a huge bat. Turn to page 37. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Oh God, I can't even do anything.
Guys, sorry.
I don't want to do this anymore.
We haven't been reading for that long, right? Did we just talk a lot?
Seems like forever.
We talked a lot, but it also feels like we've been reading a lot.
Okay, I'll just go right through it. Okay. I cover my head with my hands and try to run into a thick grove of trees, but the bat circles in front of me and dives again. Stop it, I scream as I turn and race toward some low bushes. I remember the horrible stories about bats making nests in people's hair, because people talk about that all the time. And the only way to get them out was to shave your head. But those weren't true, were they?
Mixing
No
bats
one's
with lice.
ever said that before.
That is what the people say. I spot a big stick in the wet dirt and I scoop it up. The bat swoops down at me once more and flap, I hit it. The bat falls to the ground and I see it's on a wire. It's a mechanical bat. Another letdown. All part of the ride, I think. I think about the boat ride. Boy, they really make things seem real at this carnival, I think. I think, and I think. I feel much better when I gaze up ahead. There's a clearing. But when I see what's there, I scream because I'm really gullible. And I turn to page 93.
Oh my God.
It's very short.
Alright, 93.
Jesus.
What a sight! I can hardly believe my eyes. I scream again. It's Patty and Brad. Hey guys, wait up, I yell. Quick, hurry to page 26 and you can go on the space coaster with them.
Oh, come on!
I still haven't written it at this point?
Jesus Christ. What is it, 26?
Yeah.
Alright, let's try to kill ourselves and let's just get this over with. Hey, wait up, I yell to Brad and Patty as I sprint through the space
forgot it was
coaster gate. It's really awkward.
I forgot it was in reverse first person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
They-
you yell.
They both ignore me and charge straight ahead like assholes. I follow them into the narrow tunnel that leads to the boarding area. I gaze down at the floor. Black rubber. It makes me walk with a strange bounce.
What?
Every few feet, just like Jessica Rabbit. Just
Oh.
picture that.
Okay.
Every few
Upwards.
feet, there's a round porthole window. When I glance out one, I see astronauts planting flags on the moon.
my
I
God.
peer out another. Now they're seated in their capsule. This is amazing, I think. The figures look real. Totally real. After a long climb, me and Patty and Brad finally arrive at the loading area. A sleek bullet-shaped capsule whooshes up and stops right beside us. It has 3 sections. Brad climbs defiantly into the last section. I leap into the front. Patty's left with the middle section. And suddenly we're trapped!
Okay.
I don't know. Page 58.
To catch everyone up, they're at a carnival.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Before
dumb,
it's
and,
open.
and dumb things are happening.
Like middle of the night, dumb things are happening to them. Page
So
58.
page 58.
And
Alright.
they won't fucking die.
Yeah.
It's another one that doesn't give you a choice. It's like they wanted it to last. That's
Yeah. Thanks,
Fuck
R.L.
you,
Stine.
R.L.
That's not what I remember about these books.
Yeah, I remember it dying
Like
immediately.
2 pages in.
Yeah.
Steel bars plunge down from above and drop across my lap and chest, pinning me in place.
Those are just the safety harnesses.
I can't move at all. Even my head is held by super strong headphones that clamp over my ears. A voice comes through them announcing,
What are you, a
5,
weakling?
4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. I hear a huge bang. Smoke and fireworks fill the air as my car starts up at the first big hill. Trying to switch this. I'm just going to switch back to... Your head presses back against the seat as you climb higher and higher. That first hill is endless, but the view is awesome. From the top, you can see the midway, the haunted house, and a shadowy swamp.
Ooh, fun.
You can't believe how big the carnival is. Neat, Patty yells. There's Whatever she was going to say turns into a wild scream as the rocket plunges down the other side of the hill. The wind whips at your face. You are pressed back so hard. You feel like a pancake.
yeah.
Everything passes in a fantastic blur. Like the Fantastic Four. And as your car shoots up to the top of the next hill, you're laughing and screaming at the same time. This is great, you think, but then you make a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
Turn to page 39.
What's the mistake, you idiot?
She tried to take that safety harness off.
Probably. You put your hands out and they got chopped off. What, page 39?
Yep.
You close your eyes. When you open them, your car lunges forward with a burst of speed, and you loop the loop.
Not the.
You loop the loop.
It's loop-de-loop.
Your mouth drops open like an idiot to scream, but no sound comes out. Now your cart starts to plunge downward like an elevator out of control. Your heart pounds in your chest. In your chest.
Stressed.
In your chest.
This book's hard.
This is the fastest and best roller coaster you've ever been on, golly gee. As
Like
you
the Super Duper Looper.
As you near the bottom, you slow down. You begin to catch your breath, and then you see what's up ahead. A huge black hole that will suck in all light and life in the universe. A tunnel. What's happening? Snap. Snap.
It's fine.
As you shoot toward the open mouth of the tunnel, you begin to scream again. The door of the tunnel is about to close. Snap! The door comes crashing down behind your car. Oh, you breathe out a long sigh. But now you're in the tunnel, so dark that you can't see a thing. Scary!
None of that was scary.
But not nearly as scary as what happens next. What happens? Turn to page 94 to find out. Thanks for giving us a choice, you fucking dick.
Yeah, we've made what, like 3 choices this whole time?
Oh, I get to make a choice
You
finally.
get to make a choice.
The ride stops.
Will Bekah kill
Dead.
us?
I'm sitting in the dark. I'm just gonna do it first person.
That's fine.
You have
Patty.
an easier time of it.
Patty, Brad, I call. Silence. Why won't they answer? Are they dead? They have to be there.
Are they dead?
I said that.
Oh.
You try to twist around, but you're locked in. I'm locked in my harness, clamped in my headrest. Blinking in the dim light, my eyes dart to the left, then to the right. I spot dozens of empty space rockets lining the walls. They seem to come in sections to make longer and shorter space rockets.
Yeah.
My mind starts working feverishly. Did my section detach from Patty and Brad's section? What is he describing? They don't
Like
understand.
a roller coaster cars.
But on the walls?
No, like on tracks, I think. He's just
Lining the
describing
walls.
it. He's describing it.
Lining the
badly.
walls. I'm just picturing the Matrix with all the people in all the tubs, but roller coaster cars.
Well, what he's saying is space rockets, and I'm picturing them upright.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the silence is shattered. My seat lock grinds open, and I'm released from my harness. I quickly spin around. Patty's and Brad's cars have disappeared. If this is all part of the ride, maybe I should hop out. But if the ride is broken, maybe I should wait for help. I'm gonna hop out! Page 111.
I bet you won't die.
Nope. But you get to make it. You get to make a choice, and you're gonna be scared by this page.
Oh, shit.
Don't tell. I already saw the word. I barely even glanced. Like,
You
my
saw
eyes
the
are
D
drawn
word.
to it.
The what?
God
The
damn it.
D
You'll
word.
get-
He's gonna get scared.
I'm excited.
Your pulse pounds in your ears as you carefully lift yourself out of the car. The tunnel is dark and musty and really creepy. Anything could be lurking in the shadows. This must be part of the ride, you reason. And the more you think about
reason?
it, the more convinced you are. You're scared, but you have to admit, this is pretty cool. In the distance, you spot several red lights that seem to lead to other dimly lit tunnels. I don't even know why that's funny.
Because it's
Not remotely creative.
Yeah.
You cautiously head toward one of them. Overhead, something dark and slimy drips, splattering on the top of your head, stinging your forehead. As you
Stinging?
desperately try to
Acid?
wipe the burning slime away, something grabs you by the knees.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ah! You look down. A pair of red-rimmed eyes meet yours. It's a dwarf with scraggly red hair and a toothless smile.
Oh my god, a ginger dwarf.
It's Chris's worst nightmare.
Want me to lead you out of here, kid? He asks. You're about to follow the dwarf, but then you stop. Is he part of the ride? He looks really evil. What do you do? Follow the dwarf or decide not to follow the dwarf? I'm not following the dwarf. Go to page 33.
Oh, that was so good.
I'm not going to look up the page, so
Yeah,
go to page 33.
33.
That was great.
All right.
It was worth it just for
Yeah,
Oh.
that was so
You're
good.
gonna have nightmares about that little red haired dwarf grabbing your
Ooh,
knees.
I get to make
Oh, I
a.
know, with their little tiger paw hands. Oh,
I glance once more at the dwarf.
they're jealous that they don't have knees of their own.
Chris, he lets out an
He's got
evil
knees.
cackle. He lets out an evil dwarf cackle. That's it. There is no fucking way I can trust him. Besides, I can hear music up ahead. I'm sure I must be near an exit, and I'm
music's
sure as
always
fuck
great.
not going near a dwarf.
Hasn't he ever seen Final Destination? If it's a John Denver song, he's fucked.
Yeah.
John Denver's the Grim Reaper in Final Destination.
I never realized that.
Yeah.
No
At
thanks.
least in the first one.
Or I never saw the first one.
I don't need any help from a grubby dwarf, I mumble. He shrugs
Did
like
it
a
say that? Oh.
he
should've.
Being really mean to dwarves.
he shrugs a dwarf shrug. Oh yes, you do.
They only deserve half of our respect.
He's
No.
aw, because
If
they're
we have
dwarves.
any dwarf listeners, Chris has a phobia, but the rest
yeah,
of us are cool
sorry.
with you.
Well, I'm fine with you. I'm just doing this to make Chris upset. But
Peter
then he,
Dinklage, I'm sorry, but the rest
Wait,
of you
wait,
can go fuck yourself.
he shrugs and says, "Oh yes, you do," and then he sprints off.
Oh. I'm just picturing him running.
I know.
Oh.
I walk in the direction of the music, but after 5 minutes of walking, I realize that I'm not getting anywhere. I'm out of shape. Maybe I should have followed the dwarf. I start to think about Patty and
Way
Brad.
to go, Chris.
Are they okay? I wonder. Just when I think I'll be wandering these tunnels for the rest of my life. The passageway ends. Now I'm facing 2 doors, one red and one blue, like the Matrix. Which one should I try?
This book is The Matrix.
I might
that
as
for my
well
thoughts?
flip a coin, get a
This
coin.
penny is not for you.
Oh my god, get a coin, flip it, and check whether it comes up heads or tails. Holy shit, you guys! It's gonna go in my drink.
I'm calling tails.
Heads.
You're not great at flipping coins.
I'm really bad at it. It's also a penny.
It's heads.
Is it heads?
I didn't have a
I was
bigger
wrong.
coin.
It's fine. Alright, it's heads. If it comes up
shiny.
heads, take the blue door, turn to page 57.
I don't look at pennies. I don't spend them.
Yeah, they're useless. 57.
You gotta pinch him.
57?
Yeah, right? 57, blue door. Is that what it says?
Yes!
Alright. Just trying to make sure.
Get off my
Jeez.
dick about it. 57. We're never gonna die.
No, we're not.
No.
I opened the blue door and peer through.
We're gonna end up reading every page.
Yeah, there's one. We're accidentally
I flipped
doing
through
the
and
walk.
there's so many the ends.
What the
There's
fuck?
so many the ends.
What the fuck are Stine?
Maybe we're just really good at this.
We're bad.
I open the blue door and peer through. I'm staring down a long, dark passageway. At least I think it's long. It's difficult
Hey,
to tell.
that's what she
It's
said.
pitch black, and I don't know what to do.
That is what she said.
Maybe I should have picked the other door, I say to myself. I'm getting out of here. But the blue door is locked behind me. Now I'm sure I've made the wrong choice. Way to go, Jonathan and Chris.
Hey, I had to flip a coin. He made a conscious
There
decision.
was only one choice.
My knees begin to tremble as I inch my way down the dark hallway. The passage ends in a bright burst of light, and in front of me a tall purple mountain rises hundreds of feet in the air.
What? How?
I could do Purple Mountains.
I breathe out a
Majesty?
long sigh of relief. I'm out of the dark. I study the mountain. It looks so real. But cut into its side, I spot a doorway.
I want to be a mountainologist when I grow up. That's why I studied it.
Above it, a brightly painted sign reads, Doom Slide. Will you be the one to slide forever? Turn to page 135.
That sounds
135.
awesome.
Slide forever.
That sounds awesome. Number one, I want to go on a doom slide.
Yes.
Number two, I want to slide forever. Sliding forever?
Where the fuck is this page?
What
But
page?
then you don't die. 135. Is it the last page in the book?
There's a bunch of shit on this
Oh,
one.
wow.
Jesus Christ.
Do you need a coin?
You open the door and climb a steep ramp that curves around and around. It's cold and dark inside. Halfway up the ramp, you stop. There's another sign. Warning, you may be the one to slide to your doom. You continue up the ramp. You finally make it to the top and find yourself standing on a wide, dimly lit platform. A row of long, curving slides stretches out before you. The slides are numbered from 1 to 10. You think hard. The Doom Slide. You know you've heard about it before, but where?
What?
Where was it? But then you remember. It was in Goosebumps book you read.
What?
It was in a Goosebumps book you read.
It
Because
was
I
in Goosebumps.
One Day at Horrorland.
Oh, that one's coming up, kind of.
Now you know you're in big trouble.
We
because
have that one.
you
Man, I can't wait
remember
to get to
all
it.
about the Doom Slide from the book.
Oh my
you remember
God.
that if you pick the wrong slide, you'll spend the rest of your
Guys,
life sliding and
who am I?
sliding forever.
I don't know, but you're jacking that thing right in my face.
Which
Marl
number?
Stine.
Which number
He's
is the
writing about
Doom
his own
Slide?
book.
I know,
Which
I
one?
get it.
And then the directions at the bottom. If you remember which number slide is the Doom Slide, and in parentheses, or if you have the book and can look it up, choose a slide that is not the Doom Slide.
Should
if
we
you
look
can't
it up
remember,
or should we take our chances?
I take our chances. I'm not
Yeah.
looking that up.
if you can't remember, you'll have to leave it to luck. Pick a number between 1 and 10. It gives you
Okay.
3 choices.
Oh, okay.
1, 4, or 5.
Well,
pick,
yeah.
pick
what's
a
your
number.
number?
Pick a number. What's the doomiest number you can think of?
6.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too, guys.
All right. Pick slide 3, 6, 8, or 10 and go to page 68.
68, you say.
Yep.
Man, if it was 65, that would be perfect.
You slowly lower yourself onto the slide. You start to stretch your legs out when the bottom tilts underneath you and throws you forward. You're sliding fast. The surface must be made of some kind of special material because you're zooming down at top speed.
Slide material?
Some sort of
Plastic and oil?
slide. You hold your breath as you fly through the blackness. A bump sends you bouncing into the air. You scream and scream. Ah, ah, ah! When is it going to end? Oh no! Could this be the Doom Slide? You hear screams echo in the darkness. You twist around, but you don't see anyone. The ghostly screams grow louder. In front of you, next to you, and behind you. Screaming and sliding, never stopping! You gasp for breath, and then you hear it. A voice cuts through the blackness, through the screams. A voice that cries,
I shouldn't have eaten that chili dog.
Welcome to the rest of your life.
"Welcome to the Doom Slide!" The end! You picked
Ow.
the Doom Slide. I know, I'm sorry.
We did it, you guys.
We did it. We picked
did
the
it.
Doom Slide.
So we don't even die, we're just sliding forever.
We're sliding forever.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you grow old and then you die, or you die of starvation eventually.
I think we won.
Yeah.
Because
That
that's
sounds like
think
a
we
fun
won.
way to
that's
go.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So,
What is
eat shit, stud.
On the
Haru
other...
Mario Dada. You say the net. Oh God, there's a dummy. I don't like dummies.
Oh, the dummy. Gross.
Because they look like little people. I used to make my friend hide his My Buddy doll whenever I stayed the night.
Boy, they're terrible. I want to go back and read what happens if you go with the dwarf.
Because the only movie that would scare me as a kid was Child's Play.
Child's Play's so dumb.
Yeah.
But understandable.
Which
'cause
page had the dwarf?
I liked
I don't
Brian
remember.
situation?
I could watch them now, but
I don't remember the... Oh, we should have kept track of which page of the dwarf.
Well, we could listen.
That's true. Okay, we'll listen to it later. We'll figure it out later. That's our show.
Below Grade Level is a Cactus Radio production. You can contact us at podcast@cactusrodeo.com. Subscribe and follow on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify, and follow Cactus Rodeo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more entertainment and updates.